Well, WABI TV5 was Maine's first television station. We've been around for 50 years now, and we're celebrating that all this year. Tonight, we take a closer look at a Bangor landmark that's been around almost as long and is still going strong. Jim Morris has the story.
(1959), Giants came to town that year, the New York football Giants. They played the Green Bay Packers at Bangor's Garland Street Field. But these Giants were puny compared to a local man who took a stand that year, and he's been standing in the same place ever since.
Paul Bunyan was taller than a Maine pine tree, bigger than King Kong in that old movie.
Bangor was celebrating its 125th birthday, and the local anniversary committee wanted to come up with something grand.
Connie Bronson, she's the one that came up. They were looking for something that could leave the city, something to remember the anniversary. And so she came up with the idea of Paul Bunyan.
And Bangor artist Norman Martin, who worked for a local ad agency, was tapped to create the prototype.
I haven't done that much sculpturing, but I thought maybe I could do it. And so he let me take a crack at it.
Norman made the sculpture at home on his own time and was paid the grand sum of $134 for creating Paul Bunyan. A New York company that specialized in parade floats turned his sculpture into statue.
I liked it by and large, but the head is too big.
Some claim Tall Paul hails from Minnesota, not Maine.
We had to defend Bangor, the honor of Bangor, and also the whole state of Maine because of all this Hollywood hype about Paul Bunyan being born somewhere else.
Bangor's Joe Pickering did research to prove Paul's a local boy, then put it to words in the song, The Ballad of Paul Bunyan.
Well, Paul was king of lumber when the lumber was king. Oh, what a tracker, he could track anything.
So Paul has inspired songwriters and artists, but Norman says the statue is not art.
It was never intended to be a work of art. It was a gimmick, really, to promote the city of Bangor.
The statue you see doesn't speak all that well of Norman's real artistic talents, but the portraits he's painted and penciled through the years sure do. He's been accused of creating Paul in his own image. He says not true and has pictures to prove it.
If you look at the scale model that I sculpted, there's no resemblance. Although when you look at this photograph with me standing in front of it, it's a little difficult to deny it.
Norman will tell you he gets too much credit for the Paul Bunyan statue, but admits he'll sometimes brag about it.
I was up in Sherman Station one time with my brother, and the waitress was a cute little girl, you know, probably 17, 18 years old, and vivacious, and we're having fun with her. And before we left, I felt the urge to show off a little, so I asked her, I said, did you ever see the Paul Bunyan statue in Bangor? She says, no.
Plenty of other folks have, of course. Many come to Bangor just to pose for pictures with Paul.
People bring memories back to their home states, wherever they live. It has to be good publicity for the city of Bangor. And for that reason, I mean, I'm proud of it.
So Paul's been standing here now for 44 years, stoically greeting visitors to Bangor and local folks too, and guarding a secret. Here at the base of the statue, a time capsule is buried inside, not to be opened until the year 2084, when Bangor turns 250 years old. What's inside? The big fella isn't saying.
Some claim Paul, his great ox, whose tail was blue. But Paul was born in Bangor, Maine in 1802.
Jim Morris, WABI TV5 News.
Of course, you can see Paul Bunyan standing tall in front of the Bangor Auditorium. As for the song, The Ballad of Paul Bunyan, well, it's available at Mr. Paperback Stores, Rebecca's in Bangor, the Grasshopper Shop, and at the Chamber of Commerce building located beside the statue itself, part of Bangor's history.
Oh, yeah, and I remember as a kid coming to Bangor, and I had to go see Paul Bunyan, so pretty cool.